The Chinese off-road brand GWM Tank certainly doesn't lack for ambition. Right now it's rolling out this full-size 4x4 7-seat wagon to take on the mighty Toyota Prado and the Ford Everest. It's called the Tank 500. It's laden with chrome, dripping with gear, and it's a petrol-electric hybrid. Do you reckon it's got a chance? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. At just over 5 metres, the Tank 500 is actually longer than the Toyota LandCruiser, let alone the Prado. Like them, it's based on a ladder frame chassis and has proper go-anywhere 4x4 systems. But pricing is where the new Chinese contender veers away from its established opposition. There are two models in the range, the Lux and Ultra, and they are drowning in luxury gear like leather trim, tri-zone climate control, big digital screens, and even power-operated third-row seats in the Ultra. Yet the Lux will set you back less than $65,000 and the Ultra will be under $74,000 drive away. That's great showroom appeal. To put that in perspective, when it arrives later this year, we expect the new Prado won't even start until around $70,000, and that's before on-roads. While diesel's the default powertrain choice for 4x4 wagons in Australia, the GWM Tank 500 goes with a hybrid comprising a turbo petrol 2-litre engine, an e-motor and a small battery pack. Outputs are promising in terms of torque and power, and fuel consumption is competitive with the diesels. The rest of the powertrain comprises a 9-speed auto, a Borg-Warner transfer case with low range, and a heap of drive modes for almost any situation on or off-road. One setback for the Tank 500 compared to the established 4x4 opposition is brake towing capacity, which tops out at 3,000 kilograms, when 3,500 kilograms is the gold standard for the class. Bloody hell, you clamber up into the cabin of the Tank 500 Ultra via the powered side steps, and it's all pretty overwhelming. You've got this wood trim right through the dash, and it's pretty strong, but it has to be to overcome the effect of these quilted leather seats. And then you've got this huge 14.6-inch touchscreen. This is the nerve center of the Tank 500, and there is a hell of a lot going on in here. Well, I've already said there's plenty of equipment in the Tank 500, and there's plenty of space in the second row as well. Check it out, plenty of knee, toe, head, everywhere. But the equipment level also is pretty good back here, unsurprisingly. You've got, most importantly, these tri-zone controls for the air conditioning and a couple of USB points tucked down the bottom here. The third row is very much for kids. That's not a surprise, but a bit disappointing is the fact that the best access to row 3 is from the driver's side, the traffic side. That's obviously one feature that didn't make the transition from left to right-hand drive for Australia. Okay, let's talk storage space. Less than 100 litres when you've got all 7 seats in place, just under 800 litres with a 5-seat layout, and then almost 1,500 litres if you've only got occupants in the front seats. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's take the Tank 500 for a drive and see how it works on Aussie roads. Well, if you're used to diesel clatter in your big 4x4 wagon, the Tank 500 is going to disappoint. It's the smooth and silent type. It's quite eerie in a big vehicle like this that really does remind you of a Prado in so many ways, to accelerate out of a corner silently on electrical power, and then the engine kicks in. Yeah, pretty noticeable. Get up in the range a bit and it feels like it struggles a little bit to pull the weight, but flip it into sport mode and yeah, there's a fair bit more enthusiasm there. So yeah, I give the powertrain a pretty good rating. But here's the more surprising thing. I don't think the dynamics are too bad either. I've had some really average experience with GWMs through the years, but this one shows that what they're saying about continuous gradual improvement sort of rings true. The steering's pretty good, it's not sloppy and not too much kickback or anything like that. The car hangs on the road okay with its handling, doesn't roll and squirm too much until you get into some really tight corners, and then it feels its bulk and its size. And the ride is more than acceptable. There's a bit of that body on frame shake, but for the most part it's pretty comfortable. Yeah, you could see this working on the family trip somewhere for sure. One other thing that became apparent on our first launch drive is real world fuel consumption coming in well above the claim. That's according to the trip computer. We'll have a better understanding of how it stacks up when we get the Tank 500 on test soon for a full week. Well, it's fair to say the GWM Tank 500 ends up being a nice surprise. Look, it's not a complete overhaul of 4x4 wagon orthodoxy, and its reliability and durability certainly aren't proven yet, but it's well priced, laden with gear, and it drives well on and off-road. Look, it's not going to topple the Prado, but there's no doubt there's an audience out there for this vehicle.